I got this, Bruce.
Gotham Knights is the newest game from WBGamesMontreal, developers of Arkham Origins. It has a big focus on cooperative multiplayer. Gotham Knights will put you in the shoes of several Batman's proteges, Red Hood, Nightwing, Batgirl, and Robin, and heavily features the Court of Owls, one of Gotham's oldest and fiercest adversaries. Here to talk with us about the game is executive producer Fleur Marty and game director Jeff Eleanor. Welcome to IGN Summer of Gaming.
Hi.
How you guys doing?
Great. So, Gotham Knights appears to heavily feature cooperative gameplay. Also playable in single player, I assume. How are you balancing the two different ways to play?
Fundamentally, we just wanted to have a really great single player experience that at any time a co-op buddy could come in, play as one of the knights, and join your experience, and that's how we shaped everything.
4 playable characters. At the start of the game, is the player able to choose any of the 4?
Absolutely.
If you're playing in single player, are you able to switch characters often, or just at certain story points?
Yeah, you can decide whenever you want, if you want to switch characters. You can decide to play the entire game with just the one, if that's really what you want. The only limitation that you have in switching character is that you do it at the Belfry, which is the base of operation of the Knights, but you can do that and at any point in the story you want.
Now, Batman fans have been clamoring for a Court of Owls game ever since their inception in the New 52 reboot of Batman. With the extensive rogues gallery in the Batman comics, how did you decide on this particular foe for Gotham Knights?
It was really interesting for us to explore the Court of Owls because it's this old, this ancient society that's really deeply rooted in Gotham City. And also because we really wanted to be able to tell our very own story, it was important for us to have a starting point that has not been seen in any of the other Batman universe games.
You mentioned in the first gameplay reveal for Gotham Knights that there's a separate Mr. Freeze storyline. Are there extra storylines in the game apart from the main story? Are these side quests, or are they all parts of the main game?
We have villain stories that are kind of played adjacent to and in parallel with the main story of the game featuring the Court of Owls. And I don't want to give away too much about that, but essentially, once the villains are introduced into your storyline, you can play through their quest or not, depending on what you want to do first.
I know we're still a few months out from the release of Gotham Knights, but are you planning extra story content to release after the game arrives?
Honestly, right now, really, what we're focusing on is actually the game that we're going to be releasing in October and making sure it's a fully satisfying experience for everyone.
Now, Nightwing's new Summer Games Fest gameplay trailer shows more of his acrobatic moveset. How much are you trying to make sure that these 4 characters play distinctly from one another?
We're working pretty hard on that. We really wanted your choice of hero to be meaningful, and we also wanted the different superhero matchups, the dynamic duos, to really feel different depending on who you were playing with. So essentially every hero has variations of the same core skills. Everybody can grapple, everybody can ride the bat cycle, but their combat moves and how they approach different situations in terms of their strengths and weaknesses are as different as we could make them. And even the backstory and what inspires each hero and how they come to the moment where Batman is dead is different as well. Nightwing is coming back from Bloodhaven because Bruce is dead. Batgirl has just regained her physicality and her mobility, and she's taken on this new strength. Robin character is quite a young Robin, so he has different feelings about everything that's going on. And Red Hood has literally been resurrected. So he's quite a mystic force in our game, and that impacts his abilities and how he plays as well.
Now, I think Gotham Knights is an action RPG, so is there character progression, and does each character have their own skill tree?
Yes. I'll try to answer this question without going on for the next 20 minutes. This is because I can do that. There are 3 core ability trees for each hero and another knighthood tree which unlocks later. And then there are the momentum abilities, which is kind of like its own mini skill tree, plus all of the gear progression. So there's a lot of progression to be had in Gotham Knights.
I know we're almost out of time, but I want to know real quick, are there, as of right now, do either of you have a favorite character to play as?
I feel like Batgirl is my main sort of like character that I know the best inside the game some days, but recently, as we were getting ready to do a bunch of marketing stuff, I might have switched. I might be on Team Red Hood for the next one.
I'm a Batgirl girl all the way.
Now you're showcasing Nightwing for Summer Game Fest. Can you let us know like which character you're going to sort of give the spotlight to next?
I don't think we're allowed to say, but it's important to know that it's coming. As we said, like the Nightwing trailer was just the first in the series, so each of them are going to have their moment to shine, and players will know more about them very soon.
Well, Fleur, Jeff, thank you so much for being here. We can't wait to play the game when it arrives in October. But in the meantime, we'll be right back with even more Summer of Gaming 2022. Don't go anywhere.